What's up, Risers? Today we're going to be looking at the MMA UFC Fight Night that happens on ESPN this Saturday, June 13th. Before we get going, hit that subscribe button, please. The like button is huge support for me as well. Kind of bumps me up those weird SEO things. Learning a lot on YouTube. As usual, you can get some free cheat sheets down below in the description section. Go ahead and check those out. Enjoy. I posted an LOL, that's right, League of Legends cheat sheet and video to come to help you with the esports world. And some of you who have never done it before, and you're like, man, I want to try out this League of Legends. I want to try some esports. I just posted a strategy guide yesterday on patreon.com/riserfall, and it kind of covers all the current DFS offerings. So if you're like, man, Mitch, I need to sweat something. I want to try some PGA out. I want to try NASCAR on Saturday. By the way, Saturday, we have two races, truck race and Xfinity. Guess who has projections, a cheat sheet, the whole 9 yards for both? This man right here. So I'll have that live for you probably Friday night, and a video as well, strategy video. And if you are a Legends tier member, you'll get the exclusive MMA exposures, my personals, I'll post in the exclusives channel. Also talk about some sports betting, some prop bets, things like that. And of course, the ownership projections. Again, Rise or Fall, baby, down below, patreon.com/riserfall, and hit that subscribe button if you're just here for some free daily content. You get it every single day. Every day. Just hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit that like button. All right, let's get to work. Okay, so three fighters I want to identify as really the current keys to victory. And these are the first three that just really popped off the page, and I wanted to talk about them, each for their own reasons. And of course, there's a headliner fight here that a lot of people will be investing into in DFS because they're the bigger names. But I don't see a huge edge here in the Calvillo and Jessica I fight because, these two are very evenly matched. They have, their own fighting style, and I really can't get a lean, per se, on which way I want to go with the fight. Calvillo likes to go for takedowns, loves to fight on the mat. She's a scrapper down there, and I is going to be trying to work those strikes. Does not have, like, these big, long combos you see. She's really like a timed striker, so she'll look for her spots, pick her spots, try to land a blow or two, but it's not like this, she's not pressuring so hard where she's got somebody up against the fence and just delivering body blows up to the head with elbows and things. She's not that kind of fighter. It's going to be an interesting fight, but one for DFS purposes, I just don't see a huge reason to target this one. So here are a few fighters I do want to target today. The first one, Merab Dvalishvili. That's right. The Machine is a massive favorite, -400 against Ray Borg, and I think this one is going to be over and over in a hurry. And that's, no lie. Listen, the Machine has nearly 8 takedowns per 15 minutes. If we look at Ray Borg's last loss, the guy was taken down 7 times in that loss. I would imagine that Merab absolutely dominates this match. Merab ended up being one of my cash plays for the week. I have not done all the fights, but he's certainly going to be a cash option. He's one of my core fighters I will be targeting. Small field GPPs, single entries, things of that nature. MME, of course, and a Riser's confidence pick here. He just dominates this fight, and I think Merab to win inside the distance plus 380 is a very good bet. That's the one to take if you're into prop betting, and that's where I lie in this fight. So if we add Merab to our DraftKings player pool here and we plug him in, that's $9,200. We still have $40K remaining. There are a few nice priced fighters this week that we can target where that middle tier of fights where people don't know exactly what to do. I feel like I found out a few edges to be had, and those are really where you're going to make your money. You got to be able to have those high upside fighters that are in spots where the ownership's not going to be too high. These are like the 8 to 15% picks in MMA. You have to have 6 out of 6 win in order to have your lineup have a potential to win a tournament. Certainly, you can still min cash with 5 fighters that make it through. Even in cash games, 4, if your other 2 do okay, you might be all right as long as you have, the top fighter or 2 of the night. But MMA, MME, or GPP, you have to have 6 out of 6. So Merab's going to be one of those guys that just kind of build around, and I'm going to go from there because I think there's enough value. All right, the next fighter, nickname, Touchy. That's a weird one. He is $8,600 on DraftKings, a sizable and healthy -235 favorite. Has a great matchup against Charles Jourdain. I think this is one of those fights where Jourdain's weaknesses are the strengths of Philly. You know, first off, people look at Andre and they're like, yeah, he's a good striker. He's got these powerful leg kicks. He likes to mix those in. He high-lows people, and they struggle with that. But really, you know, an underrated aspect of Andre's game is his takedowns. You know, 2.5 per 15 minutes, strong takedown defense. Charles Jourdain is not really that type of fighter. He doesn't want to go down to the mat, kind of wants to stand there toe-to-toe, and I think Philly is just, he's too good in all the areas where Jourdain is just too bad. And that minus 235 is healthy. I mean, it's not as high as some other fights on this list, but this is one where I will have some exposure to Philly in MMEs. He is a nice single entry target at 8.6K. My riser confidence pick to win the fight. All right, Julia Avila. She's going to dominate this fight, too. We've got another solid cash game option, likely a little bit better for small field tournaments as well. I don't know if you want to plug her and Merab both into a large field tournament. I think they're both going to be highly owned, so if you do that, you're going to end up with a very, very chalky build. And you know, in MMA, you got to be able to go against the grain. You need to leverage the ownership. We saw it last week in UFC 250, where it was just constant upsets, right? I think, 8 of the underdogs won that fight, or 7 of the underdogs. It was a bloodbath if you played the chalkier side. Meanwhile, 2 weeks ago, if you went with more of the favorites, I believe 10 of the 11 favorites won that card. So this week's going to be a little bit different. I think you could target some of these heavy favorites in cash and not sweat it. And then those large field tournaments, don't plug them all in. So I would not have Merab and Julia Avila in the same exact lineup. I think, one, you have too much salary invested in 2 fighters who, one of them, I think Merab has significant upside. I don't know if Julia does here. I guess it depends on how early she might finish the fight. Inside the distance prop is a good one to take for this one. I think that Julia, with her pressure, the way she's going to be going after Gina, is going to likely finish the fight in the early second round, late first round potential. Julia has finished over half of her fights with a submission, a knockout, or a TKO. And I think that Gina, you know, her game is to basically take the opponent down and try to get to the scorecard. And I just don't think she can do that against Julia. If having to choose between Merab and Julia in cash games, I go with Julia. If you can fit them both, I would fit them both. Okay, listen. Still have a bunch of fights to break down, projections to post, and ownership projections to post. I'll be doing all 3 of these things within the next 12 hours or so, and I will post it on our patreon.com/riserfall. Again, I'll post that in the Discord, again, for the Legends and Risers, and then I'll post my exclusive props, some sports betting, my personal MME exposures, and of course ownership projections, but those will all be only for the Legends tier. I raised the cap yesterday. I did not realize that I was sold out. 75 for 75 sold out, so I lifted the cap, gave I think 10 or 11 extra spots so that people could get in there for this weekend, because you know, I know I'll probably get 10 more for NASCAR, 2 NASCAR races, MMA all on Saturday, more NASCAR on Sunday. We have LOL Friday morning, KBO all 3 days. Bundesliga, I believe, on Saturday as well. I mean, we are just jam-packed with sports and content. PGA, everyone's still playing. I'm sure there's some showdowns people are going to get into. So there's 10 spots open. I feel confident that we can give the appropriate amount of attention to those 10 new subs. At that point, when we hit that 85-person cap, I probably will take a step back, think about whether I think myself and the 2 other pro coaches can handle being with any more. And if we can, I'll lift it by 5 or 6. And if not, I'll leave it there for a little bit. And we'll see how we go through the weekend, and then maybe open it back up on Monday if I feel like the weekend went well. So if you want to get in before those Saturday NASCAR races, be able to get projections for both the Xfinity race, the truck race, MMA Saturday night, and NASCAR Sunday, and of course Bundesliga and LOL, then get in there quickly. Do it quickly. And down below, also, there are some promotions. Monkey Knife Fight will match up to $50 of your registration and first time deposit if you use promo code ROF in that link down below. All right, my friends, together we rise or fall. I'll see you on the inside. Let's go.